It is said that sometimes dreams are wiser than waking. For photographer Eugene Tapahe, it was a dream that inspired him to create Art Heals, the Jingle Dress Project, an artistic journey that spanned thousands of miles, showcasing how art, landscape, and healing are all intertwined.
When we're at our lowest part in our lives, we get the most inspired, but we have to listen. 2020, this is gonna be our year. We're gonna do really well, And then 2 weeks later, Utah's in quarantine. And one by one, my art shows started canceling. And then I had my aunt who passed away from COVID. I felt like I was broken. I felt like there was nothing good is gonna happen. I had a dream. I was sitting in Yellowstone in a grass field. And on the horizon, there's a herd of bison and they were just grazing. And I was just sitting in the tall grass and it was so tranquil. And I didn't want to leave. All of a sudden in my dream, I heard jingles. They started coming, and all of a sudden I looked up and I saw all these beautiful jingle dress dancers. And they just started dancing with the bison. And I could feel my heart healing. I could feel hope. And when I woke up, I shared my dream with my wife and my daughters, and I told them, I said, I think this is what we need to do. I said, I think this dream is telling me that we need to take the jingle dress to the land, to heal the land, and if we heal the land, we're going to heal the people. At the beginning, we just had Erin and Dion, my two daughters, and I said, if we could get 2 more jingle dress dancers, then we would have 4. And the 4 would represent the 4 worlds in our culture as being Navajo. And so that's when Sunny and Joannie Begay, they both came into the picture. I really thought about why and where I was going to go with the girls to dance and to shoot photos. And I really thought this would be a great opportunity to go to these parks and to make a reclamation of these native lands. Because a lot of times people don't realize is that these native lands and the national parks, they were prime spots for native people to live.
America has such different landscapes. Natives have been everywhere and natives are still everywhere. And so for me, it's been amazing to see that there's different resources in all of these different places. And I feel like for me, being an environmental science major, I've been able to learn a lot more about my personal connection with the land.
We're actually going in, looking, trying to find the history of these locations and finding out the history and the ancestors and the tribes who were there. Because when you're taking the photo shoot, it's more than just standing in front of the camera. We're feeling the spirits of these ancestors. We're actually embodying the spirit of these people.
Art comes from down deep inside us, in our hearts, and who we are personally. And it's the same thing with how we incorporated what we're done. I mean, we don't have just photograph art, but we have the art of dance. We have the art of music. We have the art of nature. We always think art is a watercolor or an oil painting, when really art is all around us. And when they all come together for a spiritual reason, it heals. There's no way you can be quiet in a jingle dress. It just calls for attention. And everywhere we went, that's what it did. We had 4 girls in jingle dresses. And there's no way those 4 girls could just walk quietly. Guys, just kind of pose right in the middle. Make sure that and we wanted it to be a statement in the sense of, we're still here. 3, 2, 1. You would be amazed how many people nowadays don't think Native Americans are still here.
I've heard so many comments of like, oh, do you live in a teepee? Oh, I didn't know you still exist. I only read you in history books.
We want to be treated as human. We want to be treated as equals. We want to be treated as we should be, with respect and dignity. And we're not. 3, 2, 1. We weren't quiet in what we were doing. We tried really hard to make a statement in wherever we went. There we go, that's good. Okay, let's try it with eyes open now, okay?
I'm trying really hard.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I feel like it was just an experience that I've had to have, like this point in my life right now, and I've learned a lot from it.
3, 2,
I felt more empowered, I felt more connected to the community. I feel I'm more confident in sharing the things that I'm passionate about, like Native rights and representation.
I could see how much confidence they gained, how much empowerment they had, how much more respect they have for their culture and their traditions and for who they are. I told my girls, I said, from the moment you took your first breath into this world, you already had 2 strikes against you. 1, you're a female. 2, you have brown skin. And you haven't even done anything in this world, but you already were looked at differently.
With this project, I have been able to definitely notice a shift. Before, I wasn't really educated on Native issues, my people's issues. I didn't learn about generational trauma until my freshman year in college. And I didn't realize how important this is to my identity and who I am as an Indigenous woman.
Okay, we're good. To see them now and to see how much courage they have and the desire they have to be able to further their education and to help change not just the world, but themselves, and to help people around them. And I think that's the biggest thing about this whole project is that they learn to be of service. I realized as I was picking up one of the dresses and I put my hand on one of the jingles and I shook it. That one jingle didn't make any sound. And it really hit my heart and my mind in the sense that it was a huge metaphor. One jingle doesn't make a sound, but together they have the power to heal. As human beings, if we're able to unite and make a beautiful sound, and our prayers unite, as the jingle dress does, how powerful we could be, and how much more we could learn from one another if we could just listen to each other.